Hey, what's up, guys? Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul. Everybody says Jake Paul is going to brutally knock out another former washed-up MMA fighter. People don't give Nate Diaz a chance. Nate Diaz has heart. He's never been stopped in the octagon other than Josh Thompson with a brutal head kick knockout. No other MMA fighter has ever beaten Nate Diaz to the point where he got knocked out. Conor McGregor couldn't do it. Jorge Masvidal couldn't do it. Yes, he was stopped by Jorge with a brutal cut across the head. That was a referee stoppage, not a competitor beating him. Conor couldn't do it. Most fighters couldn't do it. They either beat him by decision or whatnot, because he's never lost by a brutal knockout besides the head kick knockout with Josh Thompson. And then you get into Jake Paul, where he fought bananas, he fought cans, he fought people that weren't boxers. The only guy he really fought that was a traditional style boxer was Anderson Silva up to that point, and he did pretty decent. But if Anderson Silva would have been in his prime, Anderson Silva would have mopped the floor with him. That's just the way it is. But Tommy Fury isn't as good as his brother Tyson, right? But he fought a real boxer, and we've seen what happened. He got beat up, and people are like, wow, he's not as good as he was. Andrew Ward has come out and said multiple times, Nate and Nick are people that you spar that you don't realize they're going to keep coming forward. They're going to come at awkward angles, but they're going to not back down. They're going to come for 15 minutes straight, 20 minutes straight. And that's why Jake Paul was saying it wanted to be an 8-round fight, but Nate Diaz said, why don't we do 10 rounds? Because I have cardio. I'm an endurance athlete. I come forward. I'm not a guy who throws one or two power punches and then gets out the way. I throw hundreds of punches, and Nate Diaz might start out slow, but he does gradually push the pressure, get in your face, and does not back down. Do I think Nate Diaz will probably win this fight based upon volume of striking, trash talking, and just pure, I guess you'd say, ring control? I don't know if that's a thing in boxing like it is in the MMA world, where if you have octagon control, they use that as a point of, yeah, this guy's winning because he's pressuring him, he's coming forward, he's throwing. But the difference between Nate Diaz and somebody like Jake Paul is a pretty decent boxer. If he wasn't a guy who made these weird, outlandish YouTube videos, he would be a dude that's actually making it in boxing, and people would give him credit. But a lot of people were saying, well, he didn't fight real boxers. Well, that's why people never really considered him a real boxer, because he fought literally an NBA basketball player, a retired MMA guy who just primarily did wrestling, and he fought other YouTubers who made video game content. But at the end of the day, do I think this is going to go all 10 rounds? I don't think so. I think more people are going to be shocked by Nate Diaz's actual boxing skills. Just look at Nate Diaz versus Cowboy Donald Cerrone. That's one of the best boxing performances he put on. Or the fight he had against Gray Maynard. He lit him up. There's a lot of times that the Nate and Nick Diaz put on a hell of a performance with good combos, good boxing, but the only thing they don't do is have a lot of head movement, shoulder rolling, and they do take a lot of damage. So taking a lot of damage from like a Jake Paul type who has pretty good knockout power might knock out Nate Diaz. But do I see that actually happen? No, I see Nate Diaz actually winning the fight